in the fitness world on social media, there's this thing where people are saying that motivation doesn't matter. Okay. I've always disagreed with that. Let me explain why. So, er, has anybody here heard of the trigger point? It's the trigger event. It's the thing that gets you started on your weight loss journey, right? Whether it be you got bullied, whether it be like a moment where your weight caused something to happen to you or something to be said to you. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about, right? That trigger event is the ultimate motivation, and that is the why, right? So the why is the ultimate motivator. Everything else doesn't matter. When people say motivation doesn't matter, it's because they're not taking in the right kind of motivation. And the only motivation you need is your why. The reason why you started doing this anyway. That pain, that whatever you felt, that moment, that bad moment you remember. That is exactly the motivation you should be using. Everything else is just minor. Like the inspirational videos you see, all of that stuff or whatever, that's not going to do it. The only motivation you need is the reason why, your why, the reason why you started this whole thing in the first place. So I feel like when people are saying motivation doesn't matter, I feel like they're saying that because they're not taking in the right motivation. They're not. And like you have a lot of people who only listen to like the David Goggins, who only listen to all these other people, these hardcore alpha male bros, right? That's not real motivation. That sucks. The only motivation you need is the reason why you started this, and of course the love and support of people around you. That is the only motivation you need. Nothing else matters. Like you need to remember like the smile on your mother's face when she saw you lost this much weight. How your friends cheered you on this time. That's all you need to remember. That's all you need. Everything else does not matter. You can consume that other stuff. Like you can, like I love the Rocky movies. The Rocky movies have a deep place in my heart because they were there for me when I started my weight loss journey. I was binge watching them hard, and Creed was there too. They just reminded me of why I'm doing this. They put me in a safe spot. It made me feel like that I can do it. I can keep going. So every day I would watch like a Rocky montage, and I would just go work out, and it would help me stay locked in, stay focused, give me something to think about while I was working out. Um, but I call that minor motivation. But the only thing really I need is to remember why I started this and the results I'm seeing. And that's another big motivator for you too, the results you see. So really the only thing you need to be focused on when it comes to motivation is why you started, okay? How you felt before this point and how you look and the results you get. That's what's going to take you the longest way. I promise you. That is all that matters. You don't need anything else. Everything else really doesn't do much for you in the grand scheme of things. Because remembering that why and that pain, that heartache, that bad moment, that bad day you had, that will push you further than anything else. It's just the truth. So take my advice. But if you don't believe motivation doesn't matter, I mean, if you believe motivation just doesn't matter at all, you're free to your opinion. But I just disagree. I just think that most people are getting in the wrong type of motivation and they're really not remembering that it comes from within. It has to come from you. True motivation comes from oneself. It doesn't come from other factors. It comes from oneself. It has to come from within. That's real motivation. Everything else is not real motivation. That doesn't work. No. Because due to that why and that whole that the bad the uselessness I felt when I was overweight reminded me that all of this matters. Keep going. It pushes me further. So that's just my opinion. Anyway, I'm in the stream. It's been real talking to y'all. I might stream later.